So we come into our warrior one stance. So your right foot comes out, your left foot goes back, and you find your hips moving slightly towards square, but you want to feel nice and strong in the legs. So the arms go overhead on the inhale. Exhale, elbows come down into those prana arms, and you feel the length and expansion on the inhale. And then as you exhale, draw in. So yesterday was really about a little bit more about alignment. And today I really want you to concentrate on the breath. Now that you have the alignment down and the pieces down, see if you can just really slow the breath down and really hold the space. The body is holding the space for the breath. It's just a container. So when we move the body, we want to move the prana. So bringing the prana up through the belly to the heart space, and then pulling it back in. And then this last one, we'll hold here to feel the expansion. Take a long, long, slow inhale in, and exhale, let the arms go. And then we'll take the other side. So for those of you that have a vinyasa practice, you're always welcome to come to downward dog in between. Again, vinyasa practice is the linking of those poses are heating as well, so moving with our invigorating practice. So inhale, the arms overhead. Exhale, elbows come down. And then stay here to feel the expansion in the chest. And then exhale, coil in. And so some days in your practice, you might feel like each time that you're in a different space, so you might express yourself in a different way. So some days you might just sort of keep it contained. Some days you might feel really expansive with the arms, with the chest, right? So every day you show up as you. Everything is welcome. You're not going for perfection, you're just going for this sense of presence and sense of connection. That's your last exhale. And then open up, breathe in, take a long inhale from your feet, and exhale, arms come down. And come to your standing position, and take a moment to come into your rest and savor. And ask yourself, do you feel invigorated? Do you feel like you are stirring up energy? And so one of the things that I want to do in this practice that we have together in this collective space is to, at little points of the practice, give you an experience. So not something that you would take with you in your everyday practice, because you wouldn't want to experience that on an everyday level because we can't function. So sometimes there'll be little special things that I'll trickle in that is for our experience, not something that you would necessarily put into your everyday practice. And this is one of them. So Sally Kempton does this really beautiful practice, as well as my teacher, Donna, and they talk about chords. So we have an energetic chord with someone. When we meet them and we connect with them, there's this energetic exchange, and it's called chording up. So it comes from the center of me to the center of somebody else. And so what happens is that sometimes chords get messy. If you're in a codependent relationship, if someone left a marriage or someone left abruptly, then sometimes they talk about that cord getting all raveled up in that other person that had to sort of do the closing of the relationship. She had to do the closing up, or he had to do the closing up of the relationship. So with our practice of the ha and the chopping wood, we are going to cut a cord. So in an ideal situation, the cords they're like little fibers, and each person just sort of takes their fibers and they go home, and this person sort of takes their fibers and they go home. And that's an ideal situation. That's that can happen for sure. But we never really want to sever those cords so quickly, but today we are going to practice that letting go. So we're bringing energy up. We're going to invoke something that we're ready to let go of. And then I promise that we'll soften afterwards. We'll soften those cords. But for now, we're going to use them in an energetic way with our Kundalini Kriya to let some of that go. So I just want you to take a moment to close your eyes. You can stay standing or you can sit and think about somebody in your life that you are sad, or that you're sad that they're not in your life anymore, or that you're angry at someone that you used to love that is no longer in your life anymore, someone that you had a falling out with, somebody that you didn't end on very good terms with. And to be honest, like we're not all meant to be in each other's lives all the time for all of our lives. Some people come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and we don't get to choose. So what we can choose to do is we can choose to be loving, and we can choose to have a loving relationship and send loving thoughts to that person, but they don't necessarily have to be in our life. And so the intention of this particular Kriya practice is to free ourselves up of the energy that we are still holding on to from a past experience. So you're bringing to mind and your heart someone who has somewhat of a negative tone in your system, and so probably came up right away, that person. So go ahead and choose that person, okay? And then we're going to come into our Kriya position. So you're going to stand up nice and tall, and then find your strong legs and sit down into your goddess pose. Take your Kriya Mudra, your warrior mudra, and inhale, lift it up. And like this sword that's coming up, you're going to cut that tie from yourself. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Ha! Let it go. Ha! 7 more times on your own. Take a moment to come to your standing position or back onto your seat.